Hey guys, this is MacGuffinSC and I'm bringing you some more high-level StarCraft 2 action. And tonight, in the red we have EGHuk versus the blue Zerg Dimaga. They are spawning on Shattered Temple with sort of semi-close positions. And of course Huk is the Canadian Protoss player who has been training in Korea, in Codes, very good Protoss player. Friends with MC and also trained together with him. Of course the MC, the GSL champion. And we have a outside pylon for Huk, which means we will be seeing another Forge Fast expansion. Looks like Huk's having a bit of fun with the casters. Of course Apollo is the D-Apollo caster. And Dimaga is a fan apparently. Dimaga is one of the European Zergs. A very good Zerg, although I don't see too much of him myself. Although his play is very good, I might study it a bit more. And looks like we're going to have the Forge before Nexus for Huk. He's going to go for Cannon afterwards, or Nexus first, and take a bit of a risk, we'll have to see. Dimaga is up to 15 supply, and we haven't really seen anything from yet. Is he going to go hatchery first? Or no, spawning pool first. Safer build, 15 spawning pool. Looks like Huk's probe is going to put a cannon down before the expansion. So obviously not taking risks. And his probe is searching for the positions. Looks like he's going to try and block the expansion. Is he going to throw down a pylon to try and block it? Dimaga's spawning pool is almost finished, but no, he does not. Huk could throw up a pylon and try and cannon him, but he's not going to. He has the overlord there, so you would see it coming. And good players can usually defend that quite easily. Huk getting his cannon almost finished. And we see 4 Zerglings coming out for Dimaga. Now Huk is taking this probe all the way out here because follow his scouting path. Dimaga's reaction to a Forge Fast Expand is probably to try and get a quick third. Now this one's blocked by rocks on this map. So you can sometimes put a macro hedge here and then kill the rocks later and get it for saturation, but it's not as good as getting this one here. Now of course most Protoss players know that, and they'll usually put a pylon up here and start walking units in, which can be very obnoxious. So player can sometimes be confident with these linked outside his base, thinking that there's no way the Protoss can damage him. And yes, we do see the quick third coming for Dimaga at 25 supply. Dimaga's first spawning pool is almost finished. And Huk moving his probe into position. Dimaga very clever, got an overlord scouting the high ground. He doesn't want to see any pylons or cannons going up. Of course there is a large area where he has to watch for this overlord. He's being very careful. Doesn't look like he saw that probe then. Dimaga getting his gas and transferring some workers over. And Dimaga has spotted we've had a link here to spot that probe, preventing him from getting the cannon up or the pylon to warp units in. Huk chrono boosting out probes and transferring workers himself. Dimaga being very active with his lane, very good. He's checking all around looking for pylons, because any warp in is something you really don't want to see. And Huk bring out a first zealot to try and get those links. Huk taking out his zealot to clear the watchtowers. Warp gates are being upgraded, and we have a Stargate coming out for Huk. It's a very, very popular build at the moment, going forward fast into Stargate. It's like Huk's supply block for a moment. And he is not chrono boosting at the warp gates, so it doesn't look like we'll be seeing a 6-gate timing attack. Very sneaky probe coming out here. Follow its scanning path. Looks like he is bringing it up to this corner here, where he will be able to warp in units. EGHuk continuing to build probes, and Dimaga getting some lings out to try and prevent any pylons or units walking out. Of course, EGHuk can't really have a presence on the map until his Stargate produces some units or his warp gates finish. Warp gates being half done, and Dimaga is scanning the front. It's something very clever. For the very important thing for the Zerg to do is to scout the front and check those warp gate timings. You can see clearly that the warp gates aren't being chrono boost, so he knows that he's either chrono boosting the Stargate or the probes. We have got that sneaky probes coming up here, and it looks like EGHuk will be going for some of those pylons into harassing the third. Dimaga up to 55 drones. It's just about 8 minutes in, and EGHuk at 40 workers. We have the first Void Ray out on the field, and looks like he is taking it here, and it looks like he'll be able to kill that Overlord, and getting a pile up as well. This, I think that EGHuk is going to be able to do a two-pronged attack, and that's going to be very hard for the Zerg to deal with. Void Ray is going to be very deadly if you're not prepared for them. Dimaga has 2 Spore Crawlers up, getting double upgrades for melee, which is interesting. So we see roaches are very popular for the Zerg in this position, but he is going for a melee attack. That is interesting. Dimaga's lings coming out. He's trying to deal with this pylon that's going up. EGHuk will now be able to warp into units. His warp gates are finally appearing. Though if these lings can get here before the warp gates come in, then he'll be able to stem this before it happens. It looks like he was going to get a cannon, but he cancelled it. Of course, the lings are on the high ground, the zealots are on the bottom ground. They'll be able to do a lot of damage before he comes back up. He's going to take out that pylon first. Doesn't want any. But we have the Void Rays harassing the queens on this side. Oh, not very good for Dimaga. He's lost one queen, and EGHuk microing that ray away. Looks like both Void Rays are going to go down, and Dimaga able to clean up this side of the map. It is now just about 10 minutes in. Dimaga at 60 drones, and EGHuk only at 43. He is warping in some sentries at the high ground. And every time Dimaga has to deal with this, if they warp him down here, he has to run all the way around and all the way around. These lings are coming in the back. Will he be able to take out these sentries though? Depends. Is EGHuk going to use some magic force fields, or he looks like he uses one? It's alright. He's got 3 sentries left. Looks like he might take over that Overlord. And we have the Void Ray coming in. This one queen might go down. He's got some Spore Crawlers coming out, but is it going to be in time? These sentries are going to die, but we have Zealots on the high ground, which will be very hard for these lings to deal with. Looks like Dimaga's got some lings in position to try and check for the third going up. Void Ray kills the queen and leaves as the Spore Crawlers complete. Dimaga is now in heading upgrades with +1 armor and +1 melee. And doesn't look like EGHuk's upgrading any units yet. It's continuing to get Void Rays and Zealots. And, ooh, we have a very fast hive for Dimaga. Of course, we also have +2 upgrades going. So we have some good old-fashioned upgrade cheese for Dimaga. Normally these Zealots will do a lot better versus these Zerglings. However, with the +1 armor, they take an additional hit from the Zealots to kill, and trade quite effectively. Unfortunately, he warps in some more rounds, so these Zerglings have to flee. But here we have the Void Rays back at base. Looks like Dimaga's neglected to build any Spore Crawlers at this base. We have now 3 charged Void Rays, and those queens are not going to be able to deal with it. He's getting a lot more spores up. Looks like he's realised his mistake. He's combating on 2 sides. So we're going to lose that queen. Third Void Ray coming in. And I just don't think this hatchery is going to be able to save. He will be able to take out this pylon finally. But he's not going to without heavy Zergling losses. Although he's getting, Dimaga is getting a macro hatch at his third. And on anticipation for this hatchery going down. +2 is almost finished. We're not seeing any use of the infestation pit or the hive just yet. But ooh, we have an Ultralisk cabin going down. And this is a really interesting choice for Dimaga, because these Void Rays are good against Ultralisks, of course. Ultralisk not being able to attack up. So, I mean, is he just going to try and brute force his way in? Because it's going to take the Void Ray's time to kill the Ultralisk. Of course, with +2 upgrade coming and Adrenal Glands, these Ultralisk would just crush the force field and then the Zerglings could go in. And of course it takes Void Ray so long to kill Zerglings because they don't do extra damage to them and they don't charge up versus them. We also have a Hydralisk Den coming down for Dimaga to deal with the Void Rays. HUK going back in with a Void Ray to check for any expansions, and there isn't one yet. Dimaga sitting at 61 probes versus 60 of HUK, and HUK able to get up this expansion. He did that because he doesn't want Dimaga to think that he has a third yet. If the Zerg thinks that he's ahead or even, he won't try and expand again. Void Ray's going in, but there is some Spore Crawlers. HUK seeing the Ultralisk Cavern, and Dimaga cancelling that at the last second. Nicely done by Dimaga, and we have +3 attack and melee. Oh, +3 melee and armor going into the Zerg, as well as the chitinous plating. It's going to put Ultralisk up to 5 armor, additional armor. +2 lanes are going to be so effective at taking out these cannons. Just ripping through it, and it looks like Dimaga's going to lose his third. We have 5 Void Rays heading to the third. Of course, he's got quite a lot of Spore Crawlers. So I think Dimaga's going to be alright. He also has the Hydralisk completed, as well as the range upgrade going down. And it looks like HUK has realised he's going to have to take this easier to hold expansion, although he's going to have to take out the rocks first. Void Ray's continuing to harass. However, these Zerglings should not just go down very fast to them. And these Hydralisks attacking these things. It's a good position for the Void Rays. Hydralisks are quite good against Void Rays, but of course, it looks like he's going to... It just can't reach. Good positioning by HUK. And we have 3 Ultralisks on the way. HUK continuing to build Void Rays, as well as warp and gateway units, and use force fields to his advantage. But when those Ultralisks are done, they can really get crushed by those Zerglings. Just mass Zerglings and Ultralisks, just run through the force fields, kill the gateway units, and just go around creating havoc while the Void Rays take too long to destroy anything that Dimaga has. We have a model coming out of the Robotics Bay, as well as the Robo Support Bay. So we are going to be seeing some Colossus, but they're not going to be in the field for a while. I think that's Dimaga's timing to attack. He has to get in there before the Colossus come onto the field, because when they do, even if he's got a load of Ultralisks, they're just not going to be very good. The Zerg player is 30 supply up, and looks like he has re-established his expansion, and he's prepared to expand to his... Well, it's like the 4th, I guess, but it's his 3rd position. The Void Ray is looking for extra expansions, but we have the Ultralisk attacks coming in, as well as Hydralisk support, and lots of Zerglings. Researching hallucination, interesting move. He may want to hallucinate Colossus so that the Zerg doesn't want to attack, but it's not going to be done in time. HUK building his wall as quickly as he can. His cannons are much more effective if they cannot be hit. Looks like Dimaga's going for the flank, but he has constructed a wall here, so are we going to see it? And here he goes in, the Ultralisk going in. They've got +3, +5. It's very strong. The models can't reach. It's going in. You can't use force fields because the Ultralisk just crushed the force fields. Force fields going down there. Just going down straight fast. These Ultralisks have made the cavern. There's a hole in the back. He's coming in, he's surrounded. Dimaga 30 supply up. 40 supply up. HUK down to 75 food. And it's just... This Ultralisk is the perfect timing. There's no Colossus in the field. HUK trying to get his 3rd, and HUK GG's. I think that was a great timing attack by Dimaga. Really, really quick upgrades. With cheap units, apart from these Ultralisks. And I mean, without the force fields, the Protoss army just can't really deal with the Zerglings in mass.